its victory, Torracat evolved!
Incineroar, that's awesome! Let's keep going!
Hey guys, it's Ash here with Watch Mojo, and these are the top 10 Pokemon League battles.
Gibble! Draco Meteor!
For this list, we'll be looking at the Poke Brawls that took place within a regional tournament. We're not counting the Masters 8 tournament as a Pokemon League here, since that's a tournament for already crowned conference winners. It'll be strictly Indigo through to Manalo League. Number 10, Ash vs. Richie.
Sorry I'm late! You made it! A funny thing happened on the way to the stadium. Oh.
There will always be a special place in our hearts for Ash's first go-around at his dream of becoming a Pokemon Master, even if this one ended in a bitter defeat. Team Rocket's hijinks leave the hopeful trainer and his team unprepared for their match against Richie, resulting in a top 8 qualifier that's downright painful to watch. It's devastating to see Ash's exhausted partners fall to Richie's battle-ready team, especially since it leaves him with no other option than to gamble on his disobedient Charizard.
I know it's risky, but it's my only hope, so I choose you! Charizard!
We can't help but wonder how far he would have gotten had he faced Richie at full strength, or at least with a properly trained Final Mon.
I guess you won! Guess so. Congratulations, Richie. Huh? Thanks, Ash.
Number 9, Ash vs. Tobias. This may be one of the more lopsided battles in Ash's League history, but at least it's still plenty entertaining.
What's Ash gonna do?
Tobias making it to the semi-finals with just a single Pokemon is enough to make even a champion quiver in their boots. But Ash put up an admirable fight by utilizing an inspired team of fresh additions mixed with older fan favorites. Impressively, he was the only trainer in the entire conference to defeat Tobias's Darkrai. Not that it did him much good, since his second Pokemon was an equally daunting Latios. Seriously, the league really should have a rule against using legendaries. Though Ash can take solace that he held his own regardless.
Iron Tail!
Number 8, Ash vs. Harrison. There were more than just fiery displays of strength in this quarterfinal match. Hailing from Hoenn, Harrison's Kecleon and Blaziken excellently showcased their new region's eclectic design influences.
I've never even heard of that Pokemon before.
It's very rare to see a Blaziken in these parts.
It also added an exciting unpredictability to the brawl, since we had no idea what kind of tricky techniques the new pocket monsters would bring. But despite the matchup inexperience, Ash's ability to adapt kept the Hoenn trainer on his toes to the very end.
Go, Snorlax! Hyper Beam now!
Oh no! Hypno!
It's hard to be disappointed about the outcome when Ash and Charizard left everything on the field, including one of the best beam struggles the series has ever seen. Number 7, Ash vs. Jeanette. The unevolved Bellsprout is far from the most imposing grass type in Kanto, but we can't deny that this one's got serious dance moves. After Ash's Bulbasaur makes quick work of the rest of her team, Jeanette's ace looks a bit underwhelming. That is until you see it effortlessly dodge every attack thrown at it, even from the speedy Pikachu.
Well, folks, I guess you'd call that a garden variety attack.
It's one of the most inventive demonstrations of Pokemon physicality, especially since it makes great use of the unappreciated muck as a foil for Bellsprout's limber movements. By the time the match ends, with the sludge Pokemon literally smothering its opponents, we can't help but acknowledge that this truly was a fight like none other.
Did it, Muck? Now I understand how that Bellsprout felt.
That muck can really smother you with affection.
Number 6, Ash vs. Tyson.
Flaily, Ice Beam attack!
Sceptile, use your solar beam!
As soon as the flashy opening gambit begins, we know we're in for a good time. Ash's insistence to only use his Hoenn team for the quarterfinal match meant he had to develop some interesting strategies to circumvent Tyson's ironclad defense. Thankfully, Ash's ingenuity and clever tactics meant even the almighty Metagross fell to a combined assault from Swellow, Grovyle, and Pikachu.
A close-range thunder attack could be trouble!
But despite this being one of his most strategic outings, in the final standoff with the cowboy-themed Meowth, Ash's starter couldn't quite send this one blasting off again.
Whoa! Pikachu!
Pikachu is unable to battle! Meowth's the winner! The victory goes to Tyson!
But hey, if Ash and Pikachu need a pick-me-up after this loss, we know a Meowth that won't put up as much of a fight. Number 5, Ash vs. Alan. It may seem hard to believe, but this was Ash's first crack at the finals of a regional league.
Not bad.
The team he assembled across Kalos is certainly one of his most impressive, but it's how he used them to their fullest extent that proves why he deserved his high placing. From slick hand-to-hand combat to weather-altering schemes, you can feel how hard the ambitious Pallet Town trainer worked to reach this point.
Dragon Pulse!
Focus Blast!
The last matchup of Mega Charizard vs Ash Greninja is as hype as you'd expect from the finals of a league. It's flashy, cunning, and just plain epic. What more could you want from a Pokémon match? Number 4, Ash vs Gladion. Few battles in Pokemon's history will ever top this historic victory, which sees Ash finally achieve his lifelong dream. For only a 3-on-3 fight, there's plenty of tense interactions, but even the tricky Zoroark can't stop Ash when he's at the top of his game. The poetic final confrontation where his Lycanroc defeats Gladions is not just an excellent full-circle ending for Ash and his partner, but also a fitting conclusion to a goal 1,000 episodes in the making.
Now use counter against counter!
No way!
There was sheer euphoria among Pokefans when they saw this enduring trainer finally take home the gold after 20 years.
First Alola Pokemon League champion, and that trainer is Ash!
Number 3, Ash vs Paul. This rival's intimidating team and cruel demeanor made him an adversary the likes of which we hadn't seen since Gary Oak. His dynamic with our hero culminated in an extraordinary match in the semi-finals of the Sinnoh League, where Ash used the same team he lost with in their previous clash at Lake Verity.
'Cause I'm beating you no matter what, get it?
Spread across 3 episodes, this is a drag-out white-knuckled brawl that builds to an unforgettable, emotionally charged climax.
Now, Infernape, use Mach Punch!
All right, Aggron, Flash Cannon, let's go! Talk about a fast Mach Punch!
By defeating Paul with the fully evolved Chimchar he'd initially dismissed as too weak, the series underscores Ash's biggest strength of being able to pull out the very best in his partners, like no one ever has. Number 2, Ash vs Sawyer.
All right, battle begin!
They'll be teaching this match in trainer schools for years to come. Sawyer's analytical strategies juxtapose Ash's instinctual approach to battling, leading to an engaging string of mind games and one-ups.
Use that piece of wood! Now, Thunderbolt!
Amid some of the best animated showdowns the series has ever seen, it's also plain refreshing to see Ash's rival portrayed as the underdog for once. It adds a unique lens to their character interactions that help buoy the high-stakes action and dizzying tactics. While in the end, Ash's inexperience nets him the win, Sawyer can hold his head high, knowing it took Ash 4 tries to make it as far in a league as he did. Before we unveil our #1 pick, here's some honorable mentions. Ash vs. Trip.
That's it! Wind it up! Come,
Superior Dragon Tail, go!
Ash vs. Morrison.
Look out, 'cause I'm back! Yes! You want it? I'll give you a battle, man!
Yeah, that's the spirit!
Ash vs. Guzma. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1, Ash vs. Gary.
Folks, it would not be an understatement to say this will be one of the finest matches you'll see anywhere. Fasten your seatbelts. This battle is about to begin. Let's see what battlefield they'll be fighting on.
Oak's grandson was always one step ahead of our hero, and made sure Ash knew it too, which is exactly why their confrontation in the Silver Conference feels like the payoff of the entire series to that point. They both bring out all the stops, resulting in some of the most engaging back and forth battling we've ever seen.
Don't give up! Hyper Beast! Arcanine! Yeah!
It ends the only way that feels right, with Kanto Starter versus Kanto Starter. But even though Ash's Charizard is at a major type disadvantage, he secures the win with a seismic toss that puts Blastoise's Hydro Pump to shame.
Blastoise is unable to battle. Charizard is the winner!
Blastoise has been defeated.
As the capping off of a rivalry that had been boiling since the very first episode, even Ash's championship win doesn't feel quite this monumental. Did you enjoy this video?